Yeah, man, it's an honor to be on your platform. I think music is just a feeling, man. I've never been a person that's like very, I'd say, strategic, that I need to get a certain vocalist or a certain element to achieve a certain output. So basically how the song came about is my manager, who's from London, UK, and he's friends with Aya, the girl singing on the track. And Aya's in the clothing industry. I think it was just like a random day when Dumi suggested to Aya, basically proposed to Aya, she jumps in studio with me. And then it happened that I just flown in from Ibiza, and then Dumi, who happens to be my manager, just brought us together, went into studio, made a first track, which I didn't feel, which wasn't what I expected at that point in time. And then I ended up playing a loop before the session and was about to end, and then I played like a 30-second loop. And then I just saw the excitement in people's faces, like, wow, this sounds cool. And there was already an idea. So there was a vocal from Splice, and it was being sang in Spanish or Portuguese, one of the two. And the melody was really good. So, and then we kind of like all brought in heads together because of the vibe, the mood in studio at that time. It was pretty cool. So Aya, her sister, Dumi, my manager, and myself, I kind of like, gave like the direction that this is the kind of vibe we want to go. And then Aya eventually came up with a melody that just, took over from that moment. And then Habibi Tnsani, da 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 da, Yalla Habibi, Walla Habibi. That was pretty cool. And then that's how the song came about, and we just dropped it. I wouldn't want to put the name Afro House. I just think Afro House, there's just so many stories around what is Afro House, what is not Afro House. For me, I'm not here to dive much into depth around it. Basically, I am an African producer who does electronic music. Electronic music can be Afro House, can be melodic, can be techno. I mean, I can bring in examples from my countrymen, my brothers. Like I look at Black Coffee, the famous Black Coffee. He doesn't do Afro House only. Sometimes he does pop. Sometimes he just does house. Sometimes when you look at his discography, it's so wide. The range is just insane. Temba is not Afro House entirely. Sometimes he does house, sometimes he does melodic, sometimes he does tech. Kasango, you name them, Dakapo, Cairo, Inonapa. Great, maybe they're famous songs are Afro House, but being black and coming from South Africa or African doesn't mean that you make Afro House when you make electronic music. So I just wanted to clear there. So I don't think I make Afro House. I'm just like a person who's of black in terms of race and from South Africa, who makes electronic music. Yalla Habibi. South Africa has so much talent, man, so much to offer, and Africa in general. There's South Africa, Nigeria, all countries in Africa. But back to your question, I think I always joke around with people that in South Africa you find your mom, your father, your brother, your sister. Everyone is sort of like almost a DJ or an artist. Everyone can sing. But anyways, the reason why I joke around saying that is because singing or music, it's a form of expression for us. So even when we are sad, we sing and we're communicating a certain message. Even when we are happy, people sing. So being part of this journey, I think it's so the same line has been said so many times, that inspirational to someone. And this, yes, of course, I want myself to be an inspiration to somebody. But I think the bigger picture around this, what it means for me, it means that people in South Africa can learn something and can start believing that they can do better. That's inspirational. But also, I think I believe in becoming a platform, or sort of like a model that people can sort of like walk the path that I've walked, and then probably do it better. So I think that's why I'm happy that I'm doing it now. But because I can foresee maybe 5 to 10 years from now on, there's certain things that I challenges I go through as a person, and I don't think the next generation of South African DJs are gonna go through the same challenges I've gone through, because there's so many people that have paved the path and walked the journey, and I'm of a different generation as well. I probably didn't go through some of the challenges that the first generation went through. So I think it's beautiful to build something, because at the end of the day, we're all gonna die. But right now, we're gonna live in the moment. And I believe in walk on the stage, be a star or a person of interest on stage, leave the stage a better place than you came. A local artist that I would like to collaborate with. Yeah. Of course, legendary artists such as like Thandiswa, because I used to like listen to her songs when I was young. There's like she's like an icon for us, Thandiswa Mazwai, and she does I would say Afro pop, like African, like native South African, like, you know, like rooted music. I don't want to give it a genre, but it's something that connects with us, because you'll find her in a house song, you'll find her in a fast-paced tempo, but I think she does Afro pop. But truthfully, to be honest, I think I want to collaborate with any person that aligns with my sound at that point in time. It can be an unknown, it can be a known person. For as long as we make a good product, that's what I believe in. So about the London show, I'm pretty much grateful, and it's been a journey. I've always loved, and London has been on my top list that I would want to crack in the market. Basically, I just want to be heard that, look, this is what I do, this is the product, and people do decide. And fortunately, I've been in those spaces where my music now has been heard extensively. So people appreciate it, and I shared the excitement with my family, friends, so it was pretty cool. And I've been building. When I look at London, my first show, I got booked with a different promoter, different entity. My first show in London was the Ministry of Sound in a small stage. I got booked by Sondela Defected. One of my shows that followed after was through one of my closest friends. He does amazing parties, Sef Combo, till 2. And I played for him at Alternate. We done a show together, which he was the main promoter. Sold out 2,000 people. And then we done Fabric. So with him, I've done most of the iconic places, and I've also been booked and performed at Sondela. So Sondela branched out from Defected, and then now they're like an independent entity. So it was basically like a reunion with them, which is a show I'd done earlier this year. First quarter, it was a success, and I've done also some cool intimate parties. So all this has been leading up to this point. With Mario does parties at Shish. So Shish is like bottles places where like athletes, celebrities go, even other people in general, but it's just like a top premium place. So I've basically been just in a circle of building and getting audience and just wanting to expose myself. So it feels really amazing to be at this point, at this level, where me and my team we've decided that I think it's the time now for me to do my own headliner show at Lower Third. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be in September the 13th. So in my earlier days, I wanted to be the people that I look up to, which is one of the people I used to look up to is Louis Vega, Masters of Work, Black Coffee, all of us, your Macron Boy, Rocco, I would say Calvin Harris, I'd say Tiesto, Ocean Lade. These are people that have inspired me musically, and there's a phase when I would make a song, it would make me feel a certain way or remind me of those certain artists. So I basically used to incorporate my music then. So it incorporates all these styles from these people I've mentioned into one batch, until to a point where I eventually found myself. And now that I found myself, I basically don't have a formula. Basically, it's a feeling. So if I'm feeling happy and if I feel like I need to make a song, I jump on the studio. And the studio is basically my laptop, my headphones. It doesn't matter where I am, if it's just a feeling at the end of the day. When it comes to giving advice to young people starting, or person that just want to venture into music, I really don't have advice or long lines. However, you have to do it in order for you to see what's for you and what's not for you. In doing things, that's when you learn about the outcomes and who you are and what you become. And you learn from other people. That's what I can say. Special moments or words from family, right? One of my special moments is when I have a lot of them, but my recent one is just me being able to travel with my mom, because she's been very supportive, even though we used to fight about me doing music in the early days, because she wanted me to finish school and practice the career that I had studied, which I'd done, and I proved myself, and eventually turning into become a full-time artist, which is something I'm really grateful. So getting words like "I'm proud of you" from your mom, it's quite inspiring. From your friends, from your loved ones, I think those have been my biggest moments. And one of my biggest moments was taking my mom to Ibiza last summer, just for me to show her how it is in my world, a taste of what I experienced. And she had the best time of her life. So it actually happened that the day I was playing was also her birthday. So it basically killing two birds with one stone. So we celebrated her birthday and also me just performing at Chinua Club Chinua for Pablo Fierro's night. And yeah, those were special. That was one of my special moments. And the words it's a continuous and a constant chit chat with your family. They're proud of you, they're advising you what you should do. But yeah, just my mom. Actually, this one is the closing one. Being confident. Be confident, don't hold on. Keep doing what you have to do. I would want to see Vanco to continue doing music and having the love for music. And we do music for different reasons, or we do whatever we do in life for different reasons. But I think my purpose for me is to do what I love and hopefully it makes people feel good, inspire them to do or feel a certain way, make them feel like they're champions. They can champion a certain challenge they're feeling. Sometimes you wake up having a really bad day, and then if you turn up the radio, maybe you can hear Habibi, Tnsani, Yalla Habibi, and the next thing you're in a different mood. You can function well. For me, that's a win. And for me to just continue doing the music, touring, playing, making people dance and have fun, I think that's just one of the things. And I think I recently discovered that my purpose is nothing to do with the music. I don't know if it makes sense. Music is what I love, what I enjoy doing. My purpose is family, friends. My purpose is family and friends, and meeting new people too. And if I'm able and to do certain things for them, it doesn't have to be materialistic things. Also, it could be emotional support. It could be physical support. It could be some sort of support in all aspects of life. And it just happens that music, it's a job that I do that doesn't feel like 9 to 5, and it's like my passion. So I kind of figured out how that world works. Like passion, my purpose, they connect, and I'm grateful and I'm content. And it's a continuous lesson learning, forever changing. What's next for me? More records, more big records, I think. I'm just excited, man, about making good music that makes people enjoy life, and continue touring around the world, sharing special moments with people, learning different cultures from different people around the world, and making it one world, a global world where we love one another. At the end of the day, we'll end up looking beyond just religion, race, and all these things, and actually connect. Big love to Sweet and Sour Magazine, to my friends, family, supporters, music lovers. Massive love to Anto, Angelique, and Stefan from MPT Agency. Peace.